We've done a couple of new things to make up for maybe the downfall that we had last year. So our new initiatives include having an early decision applicant. People can apply early decision, get an early estimated financial aid package, be able to figure out if they can afford Emory and Henry, and if they can do that really early on by January 15th. Then we also have something called a quick app. So instead of people going online or doing the Common App, because seniors are really busy right now. I mean, we remember that when we were in high school. So people can go and fill out the quick app, which is just a one-page application, and get it to us. So it makes the process much quicker and easier for students to do, I think. And so we've actually seen some increased numbers right away.
Good. So the early decision, that deadline was November 23rd?
It was November 23rd, of course, right in the middle of Thanksgiving break. But we actually had 197 people apply early decision, and then 126 of those were accepted, complete applications and then accepted. So that actually looks really good. So for early decision, if those people decide to come to Emory and Henry, that has 126 people right away that we've got signed up, ready to go.
Right, and that's early decision, not early action, so it's
right.
Binding.
We call it semi-binding, meaning that they're able to receive an early estimated financial aid package, pick out their dorm, pick out their classes before anybody else in the regular rolling admissions decision. If they deposit by January 15th, if they're not comfortable with their financial aid package right away, it's semi-binding because we can release them to regular decision, meaning that they don't have to make the decision right away. They have until May 1st to make that decision. So it's semi-binding. So it really is in their favor to do early decision.
Right. And so what was the reception like, maybe with some specific students? I know you can't go into too many details, but with some specific high school students you've talked to about the initiation of this early decision process.
Of course, any high school student that has done a lot of their research knows that at most schools early decision is binding. So right away it was about talking to those students directly and kind of breaking that notion down that we're semi-binding and explaining what that is. Once they get a hold of what that really means, they're really excited about it and want to come visit right away and see what Elm looks like, because that's the dorm that they have the option of living in if they do early decision. Want to come to campus right away and try to make that decision as quick as possible. So it's been really well perceived, actually, but just breaking down that initial notion has been a big thing for us.
Okay, and then the November 23rd deadline was kind of just the start of the race for you guys in the admissions office. What are the challenges coming up for the rest of the recruiting process this year?
Well, we finished up, admissions has, of course, we go through a whole big cycle. So we've finished up most of our travel. Some of us will still be going out into different areas in our recruitment territories and doing some what we call high school visits, private visits. But for the most part, we're just trying to, the people that filled out inquiry cards about Emory and Henry, we're trying to email them and to get them to apply or to finish their application, turn in their test scores and transcripts and stuff like that, to have a complete application so that we can review it and let them know of a decision, because of course the more complete applications we have, the more accepts we have. So that's what we're really doing now, is in the office drumming up the last bit of those applications.
Right, and with the rolling admissions process, you don't really have the same flood that a traditional admissions office with a set deadline would have, is that?
No, yeah, so that's the beauty of rolling admissions, is that people don't have to meet a certain deadline. So we have people that maybe something else didn't work out for them in the summer, and we have people come to us in the summer, like summer 2013, people will come to us and say, I'd like to apply. And the beauty is that we still accept those students, and they're able to sign up for the fall.
Okay, so what are our goals numbers-wise, specifically, that we're trying to reach?
We would like to see 1,500 applications, 1,100 accepts, and 330 deposits, meaning people that make their financial commitment to enroll to Emory and Henry in the fall 2013. That's just undergraduate students.
Right.
Transfer students is a completely separate thing.
Okay, and how does that compare to previous admission cycles?
They're still the same goals. However, we in the past haven't quite met those goals. Last year we had about 900 and some accepts, and then about 246 deposits, I believe. So this year, with the early decision and the quick app, those new initiatives are really helping us a lot too. Another thing that we've seen is that we need to get our financial aid packages out sooner,
Okay.
and we've really done a good job of being able to do that with the early estimate, and the fact that our financial aid office is awesome, and they're going to start doing financial aid estimates right away when they receive FAFSAs in January.
All right, cool. So let's shift gears a little bit. This
Okay.
is you're now in your third year
Yes.
as an admissions counselor, so it's no longer your first rodeo.
No.
We lost our admissions director of admissions, Josh
Yes.
Floyd, over the summer, and so you've kind of been without a boss, so to speak, for the past, I guess now 8-9 months.
Something like that.
What has that been like? Has that put any extra strain on your job?
No, not really. You know, in the admissions office, I'm very lucky to work with, first of all, David Halsey, who has really taken over the vice president of enrollment management role and the director role at the same time. And the job of a director is to be a direct supervisor day to day, and he's done a really good job of keeping in close touch with each of us throughout our travel and everything like that. My coworkers are also great because we kind of pick up the slack anyway, because we're those kind of people in the office. So really, it hasn't been any adjustment, but we're really excited to hire a new director, which we're about to do. So very excited about that.
Any insight on that?
We did interview a couple of candidates, and I think we made an offer, but I can't say anything yet.
Okay.
So, but very, very close. Very soon.
So news coming maybe
Yeah.
before the end of Christmas break.
Absolutely, I
Okay.
think so.
Shifting gears a little bit more, you're also the assistant coach for the women's soccer team. You played women's soccer here, and that's been a big part of your life. How has that been, balancing that with your admissions career, and then also how's that helped you become a better admissions counselor?
That's really good. I think that since I work in both departments, I see maybe what coaches need as well as what admissions need for a great fit for a student athlete coming to campus or just a student in general. It's really helped me build relationships with coaches in our athletic department and help other people in the admissions office build those relationships. It's certainly a balancing act doing both of those. I'm also enrolled in a Master's of Community and Organizational Leadership program here at Emory and Henry, and the leadership side of things that's really given me a lot of experience with that, having to balance all those things and do all those things at the same time, yet still keeping in touch with students who need our help for the admissions process.
Okay, well, Rachel, we want to thank you for joining us. Unfortunately, we're out of time. RachelPreston, the admissions counselor here at Emory and Henry. Unfortunately, we're out of time, as I just said, and now we're going to send it out to an Out and About.